Yuki Tsunoda's arrival at Red Bull has caused a great deal of controversy, disrupting the team dynamics and upsetting some very powerful figures. In today's video, we cover all aspects of this sensational move and examine how the shifting dynamics within Red Bull could influence the future of the team. Yuki Tsunoda's arrival at Red Bull did not just stun veteran fans but also put feathers out of place among seasoned team players. The senior Austrian driver, Max Verstappen, does not seem happy about the move. His discontent has been clear through social media and public statement. Secondly, the team's special advisor, Helmut Marko, has made only guarded, diplomatic statements when questioned regarding the move, suggesting underlying strain that could intensify as the season unfolds. Red Bull shocked the world by swapping their drivers midway through the 2025 season, a development that has been referred to as one of the biggest bombshells of the year. Many have been dissatisfied with the move, particularly those who wanted a more predictable lineup. Max Verstappen, for example, grumbled after he liked an Instagram post by the now-retired F1 driver Varda. In that tweet, Varda noted that the panic mode button had been pressed too soon at Red Bull. In Verstappen's opinion, the team should have at least given Liam Lawson a chance to show what he could do at Suzuka. When asked, Verstappen confirmed his position by saying, "I liked the post," suggesting that the message was intentional and clear. Max Verstappen's reaction reflects a wider sentiment within the team. The veteran Austrian believes that every driver who aspires to succeed in Formula One deserves a fair chance to prove their worth. He noted that Yuki was already busy at the factory, honing his skills and familiarizing himself with the car's intricacies. Verstappen stressed that it is ultimately up to each driver to adapt and perform, suggesting that his own experiences may not necessarily mirror Yuki. For him, adapting from the simulator to the actual racetrack is a process each driver has to go through on his own. Helmut Marko, the other important individual in the team, has also been discontented. He seemed to suggest Red Bull's attention appears to be diverted from making the car better to looking for a new second driver who might allegedly get more out of the RB21. This approach, he suggests, could only contribute to the turmoil. Rather than developing the talent that is already there, Red Bull seems to be in limbo, unsure of where it is going. Marko's hesitation to speak out against the situation has many questioning whether his diplomatic answers are hiding greater frustrations. His own silence on some of the major issues merely fuels the speculation, as fans and insiders alike wonder what is really going on behind the scenes within the team. For Yuki Tsunoda, this atmosphere of increased expectations and internal conflict is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, the pressure to deliver is huge. On the other, he appears to relish the challenge. In spite of the lukewarm response from within Red Bull, Yuki has been open about his willingness to produce results. He said that Christian's initial call to him after the Chinese race was a sign that things would be changing. Even though Helmut Marko has yet to open a direct line of communication to him, a drastic change from earlier experiences when Marko was more talkative, Yuki is upbeat. He commented that while it is unusual for Helmut Marko not to reach out, he is confident that their relationship remains intact, and he looks forward to a face-to-face meeting during the Japanese Grand Prix. Yuki's determination is clear as he stresses that he is not intimidated by the pressure. He acknowledges that all drivers share the burden of expectations when they step onto the track, but he is ready to face the challenge head-on. Referring to his past experience with Racing Bull, Yuki compared the pressure of racing to the ordinary moments he used to have, like concentrating on breakfast at hospitality. This analogy mirrors his laid-back but determined approach as he faces his home GP. He hopes that if he can make it to Q3 and fight side by side with Max Verstappen, he can dispel the stigma around the second seat and eventually prove that he is the best fit for Red Bull. The stakes are high. If Yuki cannot deliver in the 2025 season, his place in the team might be in danger. Red Bull is in a tight spot, having run out of options when it comes to testing and data acquisition from the second car. The team is literally operating as a one-man show until Yuki can demonstrate his ability. There is even talk that if the current approach does not work, Red Bull might be forced to rush the promotion of another driver, possibly Arvin Lindblad, to replace Yuki in the RB22 for the 2026 season. This situation would not only interrupt the team's rhythm but also create shockwaves in the paddock since strong contenders like Cadillac, who are known for having good candidates, would come in to exploit the situation. Pressure on Yuki is further heightened by the imminent threat of the Japanese Grand Prix, where he wishes to obtain a podium finish on his first outing. In a situation where seconds count, one wrong move would seal the critics' suspicion. Yuki is not about to let that happen, though. He is keen on tapping the positive response from his recent simulator runs. He said his simulator runs with the RB21 have been promising, and while he admits that the car remains challenging, he is working consistently on fine-tuning his setup. He emphasized that although the car is not as natural as the one he had at Racing Bulls, he is confident in his capability to adjust and deliver at his best. Meanwhile, the internal conflict at Red Bull persists. Max Verstappen and Helmut Marko have already expressed concerns over the existing driver lineup and strategy going forward. Verstappen, as a four-time world champion, is even more vocal regarding the calls for fairness and equity. He opines that all drivers should be given an opportunity to showcase themselves, highlighting that one achieves success in the sport through sheer hard work and determination. His words have left fans questioning whether the ongoing turmoil will drive Yuki to work even harder or even result in a crisis for the team. As we glance forward into the future, one thing is certain: Red Bull is at a fork in the road. The decision to switch drivers mid-season has triggered a series of skepticism, criticism, and expectation. Yuki Tsunoda is now faced with the twin challenge of learning to adapt to the peculiarities of the RB21 and navigating the inner politics of one of the sport's most venerable teams. The Japanese Grand Prix, which is next, will be a defining point for him to stifle the skeptics, validate his talent, and assist in guiding Red Bull back to the top of the table. The narrative surrounding Yuki's arrival in Red Bull is more than just about a driver change. It is a microcosm of the intense pressure, rapid decision-making, and high stakes that define modern Formula One. With every race, the team's strategy is tested, and the margin for error grows ever thinner. As Yuki takes center stage, everyone will be watching to see if he is able to meet the challenge and assist in redefining what it means to be a member of Red Bull. Thanks for joining us as we dissect the sensational tale of Yuki Tsunoda's arrival at Red Bull and the stormy responses it has caused within the team. As we approach the Japanese Grand Prix, we welcome you to make your predictions in the comments below. Will Yuki shine on the track, or will internal pressures upset his progress? Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell for more detailed analysis and the latest news from the Formula One universe. Until next time, remain racing enthusiastic and keep the competitive spirit burning.